Welcome. Today we're going to be diving into my S-Corporation election pipeline. So the S-Corp process can often feel like a juggling act with back and forth communication between you, members of your team, and your clients. So that's where this pipeline comes in. It's designed to take full advantage of TaxDome's powerful automation features, the auto move stages, overall just trying to save you time and make sure everything goes smoothly and nothing falls between the cracks. So let's walk through how it works to show you how you can get the most out of it. Okay, so here we are. This is what the pipeline looks like. There's 9 stages to it. There are client-facing job status updates throughout, so your customer is informed of where we are in this process. We're going to walk through the ins and outs of this. So let's take a look at inside the pipeline, what's happening. We'll go through this one by one, and then we'll go through a client ABC company as an example, so you know how to use this. This is fully customizable. You could add other things once you import it. Stage 1 is the kickoff. So the client gets an update that says progress coming soon, and I have a task there for myself to vet the client. A reminder for me to say, hey, before we sign this person up, set them up as an S-Corp, let's let them know the filing requirements, the compliance burden, make sure that they're ready for that. They got to set up payroll. Let's have that conversation. Once we mark that as complete, it will automatically move over to stage 2. So you see auto move. Once this is done, it's going to auto move to stage 2. And it gives the client an organizer to fill out. Now we can help them fill it out. If I have some of that information on file, we could submit it on their behalf to move it along. It automatically creates this organizer. Here's what that organizer looks like. Asking them for the information we're going to need to fill out that 2553. Name of your business. What's the address for your filings? What's the owner's information? Give me your phone number so I could call you and ask you any questions. Is this a late election? Can you upload a copy of your EIN letter? So that's the organizer that goes out. In stage 2, client status, it tells them pending action. It's red. Please complete the organizer in TaxDome to confirm your business and personal details. Reach out to us if you have questions, need assistance. So keeping them aware every step of the process. Now, once they mark that organizer and submit it, it moves over to stage 3, and it tells the client, we're preparing your election. Stay tuned for updates. No action needed on your part. So these are all automatically happening. What I do here in my firm, we add a wiki page. I'm just going to leave a blank wiki page here so you can put in your firm's walkthrough of how to prepare 2553 if you're doing it from your tax software or if you're doing it from just right here on this IRS PDF form. It's good to have that there, so now you can have the task assigned to someone of prepare the form 2553. This could be you, this could be somebody on your team as you grow. So I recommend having these 2 at this stage, and once those are completed, the task is to prepare the form, and here's a video of how to prepare the form. It moves over to stage 4, which is for me to review it. So you can assign this to a different person in your staff. Review the form unsigned, before we send it out to the client. Let's make sure we didn't make any typos. Let's make sure we filled out all 4 pages, no typos. So it's like a second set of eyes before we send it to the client. We would hate to have them sign it and then we made a mistake, so we have to have them sign a second one. We're creating a task of review the unsigned form, and look, the client hasn't had any updates. They don't know that we're doing this back and forth between the team, but they still know we're working on it. Stay tuned for updates. Now, if it looks good and I reviewed it, I also get the task of moving the deliverables within TaxDome. So when my team works on any files, they're doing it in the private folder. The client doesn't see us making edits to forms in there. So now, once I've reviewed it and I want to make it public, I would move it into the folder. But we're going to move the deliverables in TaxDome to a public folder, meaning one of the folders the client can see. Once we mark that as complete, number 4, we're going to slide over here. So we've put the form, we prepared the form, looked at it, gave it a second set of eyes, we moved it to a public folder. Now, stage 5 is the one where we send it on to the client, and they get a message. And I'll show you what that message looks like. It creates a thread that says, here are the next steps for your 2553. Print the form, sign it. The IRS requires an ink signature on this form. Fax it yourself or let us fax it, but indicate, just upload it when you're done. So we need a copy. Print the form, sign and date it, upload it to TaxDome, fax yourself or let us fax. So this is the message that goes out. So it lets them know what's needed. And if we go back to our, remember, this is all in stage 5. They got that message, and then we get an alert for somebody on our team to move the PDF delivery into the chat. So I'll show you what this means, and we demoed it on the TaxDome year-end webinar. Basically, you don't want your clients to have to go searching through folders. You want to put it right in the chat, the PDF, and TaxDome lets you do that. You can go find any file that's in the TaxDome folders and just shortcut it for them. Here's the instructions, and here's the PDF we're talking about. The client is also getting this status notification of Form 2553 is ready for signature. Check your messages for instructions, meaning take a look at this message that I sent you with the full-blown instructions, but that's the status of it right now, is we're waiting on your signature. Once they mark all those tasks as complete and they upload it back to TaxDome, it lets us know automatically. So once the client completes that and we've put the PDF right there in the chat, it's going to auto move to stage 6, which is for me to review the PDF, make sure it was signed correctly, make sure everything looks good, and it tells the client that we're reviewing your signed form before we submit it, just to let them know every step of the way what we're doing and where they are. And then everybody's on the same page. So when we move from that stage 6 and we reviewed it, that it was signed correctly, we mark it as complete, auto moves to stage 7, fax the form to the IRS. So what we like to do is fax it in, and it lets them know here, your S-Corp election form is being submitted. Stay tuned for updates. And remember, if you need to know where you need to fax the form, it's on this page 1. And we like to save a copy of the fax confirmation, so we have it dated and stamped, put it in the client's files. Comes in handy later in case there's any issues. We fax the form. Now, once we fax the form, it goes from stage 7 to stage 8. And at stage 8, we send the client request, which is a cool new feature in TaxDome. This is what our client request looks like. It says upload S-Corp election letter. So we just faxed it, and we're letting them know, hey, we faxed it, and it's going to take up to 60 days for you to get the acceptance letter, CP261. Please upload your IRS acceptance letter once you receive it. This can take 60 days. Please upload it, and we have a reminder to go out every 60 days. And I love that you can do not required sign-in, so whenever they do get it, they could just click that email that they get in 60 days, upload it pretty easily. But we want to make sure that we're on top of this and the reminders are going out at the right time. So I really like this feature. Now, what's cool about it is if they go in and complete this client request, once they complete this client request, stage 8, and they check, and it's going to automatically finalize this, and it changes the status from pending action, please upload your form. It's going to move it over to stage 9, which they get this nice message. S-Corporation election is complete. The IRS acceptance letter has been saved in your file. We also send them a message in the replying in the thread that looks a little bit like this. S-Corp election complete. The acceptance letter has been saved in your file. No further action. So we're going to go through it on ABC Company, and we're going to add this as a job. And this is how it looks when we add it as a job. And you'll see how these statuses work and how the task works. So we're going to say, first and foremost, vet the client. I vetted you, made sure you knew what was going on with the S-Corp. Now it's already, they got the organizer to fill out. So once they fill out the organizer and submit it, so let's say we filled it all out, submit it. When we go back, you see that it's moved over to stage 3. Prepare the form. So now somebody needs to prepare this form, complete it, save and exit. Now, once they've completed that, it's on me to review the form, and I move it from the private folder to the public folders where the clients could see it. Now, automatically, send form 2553. A chat message has gone out. And we have, remember, this move PDF delivery to the chat. So what I mean by that is if we go to the chat right here, we will attach from TaxDome. And this is what I mean by putting, a client doesn't want to have to go through all these folders and find it. Where is it, the form that you need? So I will go into where we normally put it, right here, save it. So now the client has the instructions and they have the form. You could even resend the task to them if you want, just to hit them with all the instructions in one place. Now, once the client on their side finishes this stuff and they upload the form, we're going to go over back to our workflow. We got to mark complete. You see, I did move the PDF to the chat. So let's go ahead and mark that as complete. Going to move over to 6. Now it's on me to review this PDF. Was it signed correctly? It was. Let's mark that as complete. We're moving along the pipeline to 7. Now it's telling me to submit it, fax the form. So I did fax the form. If you want to alert the client now, so the client has an alert, hey, listen, your form has been submitted and there's a client request outstanding. So once they upload that form, here you can say S-Corp Election, upload the CP261, and once the client takes care of that, it will automatically move over to stage 9, and I'm just going to do it here for time's sake. We'll just say it was submitted properly, and now the client gets that finalized message that, hey, your S corporation election is complete. IRS letter saved in your file, no action needed at this time. So have any questions about this? Of course, we did a full-blown walkthrough with Ilya from TaxDome on the year-end webinar with TaxDome. Get ready for tax season with TaxDome. And as well, if you want some more information that we have to provide to small firm owners, check out growth-firm.com, and we have some more resources there. Thank you.